I think when we use the word love, there is something that we love about someone, but there is other things that we detest, and we detest behaviour that is harmful. And so that lets down the character reference. So if you give a character reference, what are you giving? Kind, gentle, would help anyone, aggressive, argumentative. Character references, the list is endless with character references. So what you're asking is the person of good nature? What are they like? Can I trust them? Will they harm me? Will they help me? Will they help me grow? So the company you keep, will they help you grow? Fall into the pit of arguments and destruction and tit for tat, name calling, threatening behaviour. Would they help you grow? Is threatening behaviour, does it help you grow? Would you want to fear somebody? Why would you want to fear someone? Why would you want someone to fear you? And that's the question you have to ask. Fear. If fear is of the enemy, and the enemy makes you miserable, I'd say the enemy is evil, right? And if faith is of kindness, consideration, hope, helpful, caregiver, appreciation, one that doesn't want to do harm. That's faith. And some people have a bigger, higher faith, and they believe in a God or a religion or something like that. Or there's an argument about what is religion, what isn't religion. And so I think the interpretation of how you feel about life is down to an individual. Your private thoughts that you have, where what got you through the storm, they're your private thoughts. Mine. When people say to me, why have you changed? You've changed, or I see the change, or I don't see the change. It's not really about them, about seeking their approval. It's about you. Did you see the change? Did you see the change? And that people may not recognize that change, for they do not live with me and see me every single day. But I recognize my change, what I will tolerate, what I won't put up with anymore, how I can help, how I can hinder. I don't want to hinder anybody. I only wanted to be a helper. And in helping people, it helped me grow. It helped me identify my flaws, my past flaws. When I hear people talk about their circumstances, why is it relatable? Because I was there. So when I hear how I have passed it, it shows my progression. For I am not in it. Through sickness and in health. There are times where I've been very sick. And you can think the worst. Is it COVID? Is it a cold? Am I going to die? Am I going to be alive? I've heard the horror stories. When you have reached a point of survival, and you have taken your life before, and you realise, you know what? I don't want to die. I just want people to be kind. I don't want to hurt. I want to enjoy life. But that fight for survival is you and me. And for every nasty comment, for every hurtful hatred that comes out of someone's mouth, are you going to let them steal your enjoyment? Because you are too weak to stand up to them. But you're not weak. You're not weak because you're listening to this message. That means you're still here. That means you've fought many battles and you are still here. Although at times you don't want to get up and face the world. Although you don't want to be in depression really. You're just scared and afraid of what the world's going to bring to you today. How can I keep safe today? And most of the hatred comes through technology. If you don't physically see somebody where you're having an argument, then that argument becomes through a device that you can think twice on. So do you like that fight in a device when you're receiving nasty, venomous text messages, threatening behaviour, belittling contents? You have a choice to listen to them or don't. You know what? It when I ever receive messages that are threatening, or somebody is being vindictive to me and they're barraging me with lots of messages, I know they're going to be venomous. I know they're going to be full of bad behaviour. I know that person is hurting. That's why I'm receiving the messages. But I sit back and I look at behaviour. What are they trying to say? Now, if they feel that way, then putting messages to someone to let them know how they feel in a device, when you look at those words, they resonate, they stay in your mind, you've seen them, is scripted. And you look at the person because you're not physically seeing that person. So you're looking at the person from inside of your mind, and you're painting that picture of that person when you're receiving these messages, and you can't believe how venomous and nasty they can actually be. But you're still asking yourself, what are they trying to say? What are they trying to do? Are they trying to belittle you and tear you down, or are they trying to make a bold statement about how they feel? And I think, believe me or not, some people do not know how to project communication clearly, effectively, without harm. If you're angry, I'm angry. You say that word. But when you start saying, I'm angry and you're this and you're that and you're this and you start calling names, you show the anger, you show the venomous, you show the hurtful, harmful nature. Why would anybody want to be with somebody that harms somebody in that way? Why? Why would somebody want to be with somebody that blackmails them or publicly humiliates them, goes out their way and makes accusations at someone, false allegations at somebody? Why would somebody want to be with somebody who can deliver that kind of animosity? Nobody wants to be painted in a bad light. And I think, for me, the art of discovering what fear really is to reflect on what your life really has been about and learn from those lessons. And if you're in a situation where you're fearing, have you changed the outcome? How do you change the outcome? Choices. They're always your choices. But if you're living with someone, I realize that sometimes the choices are very much difficult and harder to get out of. Extremely hard. Comparison. When somebody brings up your past and says they want to know a little bit more about you, and that they're going to contact your exes to find out a little bit about you, that's demoralizing, degrading. An ex is an ex for a reason. But if you want to indulge why the exes are not in someone's life anymore, that means you're seeking validation for how your behavior is, and you think that those exes have the answer to why you're feeling the way you're feeling, unheard. The exes are exes for a reason. And if a person has to prove their worth by contacting somebody's previous ex to ask them about the person that they're dating, that's sad. It's sad, particularly when exes have criminal pasts and the exes have domestic violence on them, where they have created such a traumatic event for the victim that the victim has to take out injunctions, etc. So why would somebody go and rake up and contact exes that have injunctions on them because they were violent or because they were mentally abusive? So for anybody that wants to go and contact your ex to find out about their boyfriend or girlfriend that they're now with, that is a very bold statement of an insecure person. You're supposed to make a difference to partners' lives, people's lives, enhance them, not decrease them. If you've listened to the pain, if you have heard the stories, but you quite can't believe it, you want the evidence to back up the story. Is she telling the truth? Is he telling the truth? Because I'm experiencing something that's uncomfortable right now. And I'm in a place where I'm argumentative and I'm arguing and I can't hold my temper down. This person is creating this because they're not listening. Oh, that's why the exes are there. They're not listening. They weren't listening. They try to make the victim listen by asserting their authority, by going out their way to destroy their reputation, by going out their way to contact people they have spoken to take away, to belittle the people that they're actually around. So they isolate themselves. They don't know that they're making you do all of these things. Of course, they're not making you do these things, but you do end up doing these things to retract to safety because you don't want no complaint. I don't want to complain. I don't want to trouble. Okay, I'll mind my, I'll get my excuses to do departure from these people. I'll create an argument with these people. Therefore, I can just have an excuse not to be around them again. Not to be around them again. Have that excuse not to be around them again. Therefore, I can sweeten my girlfriend or my boyfriend and say, you only need me, darling. Everybody needs friends and associates or someone to say hi to. That's all. Hi. Expectations of people are too high. But the expectation of yourself, you're the one that put boundaries and limitations on yourself and what you accept and what you don't accept. Don't degrade yourself so much where you're now having to answer to a man or a woman about your whereabouts, where you're going, who you're hanging out with, who you're speaking to, what time you was here, what time you went there, whether you really went on an outing or not, or whether you met somebody else. When you're having those kind of accusations thrown at you, you said you went here. How do I know you weren't meeting a man or a woman? You know. So when you hear things like that, that's an accusation of I don't trust you. Now you can ask yourself, why doesn't a person trust someone? What reason have they give not to trust someone? Physical reason not to give, not to trust someone. As an adult, you can have and hold conversations with males and females. Sometimes males will make a compliment at a female who is with another person and say, you know what, you're attractive, you are. You know, if you was my woman, I'd be with you like this, or I'd treat you like that. They could say that. Of course they can. Because they were living in hope that they could have somebody that was who they see in front of them. They obviously idolize the person they see in front of her. But that's a compliment. How far you take that compliment would mean, would you cheat or not cheat? You see? Compliments. If somebody pays you a compliment, that's nice, that's good, that's a good deed. Thank you for the compliment. And compliments encourage people, help people with their identity. It helps people develop and strength. That's compliments. But you don't have to cross the margin with compliments and have affairs and cheat, do you? No, you don't. So women at the end of the day and men out there, that they can have male and female friends. And men at the end of the day need to appreciate at the end of the day that if a female is with another man, watch your language, watch your tone, and watch the things that you say. Because you may have said it first, and then the person would say, I'm with someone. But they don't know, you see. They don't know. When they see somebody first off, they don't know if they're with somebody. They take an opportunity and they see an opportunity until they're told. So you're not someone's possession, that's what I'm saying. You're individual people and nobody's possession. If you're unhappy in the situations that you're in, don't tear down people, call them names, belittle them, and do all the hurtful, horrible things that an insecure person would do. Be an adult, be a grown-up, and just leave if you're unhappy. If you're trying to fix it, then fix it in ways with therapy, with ways of communicating appropriately when there is a problem, See a problem, fix a problem. But first of all, don't make problems. And the problems are coming because people are not independent. They rely on other people unwittingly to themselves. They fall into a habit of the do's, the don'ts. There shouldn't be do's and don'ts. Self-worth, self-development, and grow. Grow. Help people grow. And to let people grow through the pain and the things that they're going through. Any fear, animosity, any hate, any hurt, people still have to grow through that. And they have to learn a lesson through that. What is that lesson? You bark at people. What you're trying to do is instill fear. Learn to communicate effectively.